Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday afternoon. Welcome into this, the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz. I'm Andy Graham, being joined by Brett Pritchard from Parts Unknown on the phone today, but we're going to be doing the show together for you here for the next hour, taking your comments. Probably won't be able to take your phone calls, but we'll take your comments, and we'll talk about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. As always, there is a lot going on. It is Georgia Week, the oldest rivalry in the Deep South. This will be the 130th meeting between Auburn and Georgia. Has not been much of a rivalry as of late. Georgia has won 8 straight in that game, and they have won 17 of the last 20 games, if you can believe that. But we'll talk about that a little bit. There's a lot going on around Auburn besides that. The Baylor game that was supposed to be a home game next year in 2026 has now been moved to Atlanta for some interesting reasons. We can talk about that, obviously. The Auburn-Georgia game. Talk about some comments from Hugh Freeze during his weekly press conference that at least I always find quite interesting. And maybe Xavier Chaplin, all he needed was a hearing aid. Who knew? But we can talk about these things and much more. Just if you've got any comments, dial us up on the Sports Blitz Facebook page or our YouTube channel and comment away, and we'll get to as many of those as we can throughout the day. Brett, how you doing today? Finally, you get a vacation.
Yeah, so much for a vacation, right? It never stops. But, no, I'm glad to be here today with you, Andy. Sorry I can't be in the studio with you, but I don't think anybody wants to see me anyway. The voice is fine, I guess. I've got a face for radio, right?
Oh, well, that's right.
So, but, yeah, glad to be here with you. And, man, yeah, a ton to get into today and a lot to digest. Obviously the announcement yesterday of Auburn moving a home game to Atlanta to take on Baylor next year. And it's a different day and age that we live in now, and athletic directors and administration have to make decisions based on recruiting, based on NIL deals, based on a lot of things that normally you wouldn't be making. You definitely wouldn't take a home game away from your schedule unless there was a lucrative outcome to it, and that's exactly what this is. And I still have mixed feelings about it, because I know for the people that work in Auburn, the hotels, the fans, the season ticket holders, you've taken a home game away next year. That's not, those people won't be coming into town that weekend. So, but what you will be doing is going to Atlanta, and if you read the press release yesterday, talked about incentives for players. This is all about players now. It's all incentivized for players, and let's be honest, if they don't choose Auburn-Baylor, they're going out choosing some other game, and Auburn's going to use that, and Baylor's going to use that as a recruiting tool to say, look, you come play in this game and you can get extra money, you can get extra incentives. And it's kind of bizarre and crazy to think that's the way we are now, but this is the NFL. This is not college anymore. Everything is based on how you're going to be able to lure kids into your program, so you can choose to like it or find something else, because this is the way college football is going to be moving forward. But I have mixed feelings. Again, I like Auburn playing in high-profile games, but I also don't like that you lose a home game on the schedule.
Yeah, it's going to be a home game for Auburn. It'll be kind of set up that way. Auburn's going to get 20,000 season. They're going to get 20,000 tickets. I think Baylor's going to get like 3,000, and the rest will be sold on the open market. Right. It'll be 90-10 or 95-5.
It will, but I'm just thinking of being
Yeah.
in Auburn, Andy. There's no question Auburn will have an advantage playing in Atlanta. And, a lot of people enjoy making that trip over and watching that game in the Mercedes Dome. But, I'm thinking of the community of Auburn and what that brings. And that's a revenue stream that they won't have that week because that game won't be in Auburn. But, again, that's not John Cohen's responsibility. John Cohen's responsibility is to do the best he can for the athletic department, for the football team at Auburn. And, when you have an opportunity presented to you like this one, you have to take it. I mean, if you're showing that, you're forward-thinking and you're wanting to provide the best opportunities for your players now.
Yeah, that was going to be my point. That it's even though it will be, you're not going to lose that advantage of being, having the home crowd, but it's the people of Auburn. It's the hotels. It's the restaurants. It's everything. It's the concessions. It's all those things that you miss out on that home weekend. But all right, this is exactly what it says. In a first for college football, AFLAC will provide opportunities for Auburn players to promote the game and earn money through NIL channels. In short, Auburn is trading the revenue of a home Saturday on the Plains, which now helps pay players, too, with revenue sharing for more direct funding to its roster. That's the modern world of college football, like you said. This is going to it's all about NIL. It's all about revenue. It's all about getting as much money as possible. And this is yet another revenue stream that Auburn is trying to take advantage of. Will we see more teams do this? Probably. Is this going to be the beginning of something? How we see more and more of these? It was there for a while. Neutral site games were all the rage. And then everybody said, well, can we get back to home and home? And it kind of moved away from that. Well, are we going to see now a push back to the neutral site game?
Well, I think so. And I think you see basketball. Auburn's involved in this basketball tournament in Las Vegas coming up not too long from now. And, all that is about money. And, it's the most lucrative basketball tournament. At what point in time, Andy, will some of these events overshadow national championship games and playoff games? I mean, it's these invitational type games in football and basketball and tournaments. That's really where it's about paydays. And you got companies that are investing in these tournaments, and they're saying, "Hey, you come here, we'll give you $1 million if you win the tournament, or if you come here and we'll pay each one of your players $50,000 if they win the game, and we'll pay the losing team players $25,000." I mean, it's hard to go away from that. And if you're a program that's being selected for those type games, then it's making things easier on you on the recruiting trail. If you're not a program that's being mentioned in those type games, then players aren't going to want to come and play for those teams. So yeah, it's all strategy, and it's weird that it's structured this way, but it's the almighty dollar that drives all of this. And that's exactly the bottom line of why John Cohen made the decision to move this game to Atlanta, because of the contract and what Auburn stands to get out of it for their student athletes. Again, you can like it or not like it, but that's the modern world that we live in. I don't like it. I've made that point very clear. To me, it's ruined the amateurization of the sport. Not to say that it wasn't, people weren't getting paid and all that stuff, but for the most part, Andy, when you and I grew up, it was a pure, you go to that school because of a long time, passion of playing for that school or that particular coach, and it just isn't that way anymore. These kids, man, there's a few that want to go play for a school because that's who they pull for growing up, but it's really about, the top-ranked players are about what are you going to give me, and how am I going to get there, and that's just the bottom line.
Here's what Hugh Freeze said. I hope people hear me on this. I'm not in all those meetings and things, but we live in a day and time where doing things that help our program in the NIL world are very vital and important. Whether we like it or don't like it, it's here, and it's part of it. Freeze said when the deal was offered. Go ahead.
Is Andy, is Hugh Freeze going to be there?
Well, that is a good question. That is a very good question. And, we're talking about 1 year. Jim and I were talking about that yesterday. I think a lot of that depends on what happens this Saturday.
I totally agree. I mean, at some point in time, you got to have a statement game where you convince everybody that you're turning the corner. And look, I'll give the benefit of the doubt. I was at the Oklahoma and the Texas A&M game, and Auburn had plenty of chances to win both games. Kind of got hosed in the Oklahoma game, kind of self-inflicted wounds on the Texas A&M game, but should have been able to win both of those games. But, okay, you played two teams really good on the road. You lost by a score. Okay, move forward. You got a Georgia team that Georgia's good. Obviously, their roster's still very talented, but this is not some unbeatable Georgia team. And when you look at it from the standpoint of the night game, Jordan-Hare, the mystique, if you want to get that back and you want to actually make that count for something, then go win the dadgum game. You know, actually show up and produce a product on the field that Auburn fans deserve, that Auburn fans are waiting for under you, and I'm talking about Hugh Freeze, under your leadership, because you haven't got a premier win under your belt outside of Texas A&M last year. So everybody's waiting, and, you know, again, like you said to start the program, 8 years in a row for Georgia, which is unheard of in this rivalry. If they win this coming Saturday, that'll match the longest winning streak by Georgia in the history of this matchup. I think Auburn's longest winning streak in this game is 7. So if you look at it, I mean, we're in uncharted waters. And I know Georgia's got a streak going against a lot of teams right now, but it shouldn't be that way in this rivalry. And if you're going to ever convince your fans that your program is going back in the right direction, you'll go out and find a way to win a game like this one coming up Saturday.
I'd go a long way for sure, and certainly go a long way and keep Hugh Freeze keeping his job, no doubt. We're up against our first break here, but don't go anywhere. Just getting started. We'll be back with more right after these messages.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Adams Motorsports of Montgomery knows it's the best time to ride. Right now, get the best deals on all of our Suzuki and Kawasaki street bikes, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and dirt bikes. Adams Motorsports has it all, and our inventory is vast. Get out there, ride the streets and trails, and let Adams Motorsports make your pleasure our business. With family customer service and service after the sale. It's time to ride, so come see us on Eastern Boulevard in Montgomery or online at adamsmotorsports.com.
L&M Pawn and Gun, located in the USA Factory Stores in Opelika, is East Alabama and West Georgia's complete gun, tactical, and pawn shop. It invites the region to shop over 500 firearms in stock, on the floor, and ready for sale at the market's best values. At L&M Pawn and Gun, we specialize in all tactical guns, equipment, and parts, including AK-47 and AR-15s. Specialized parts for tactical guns as well as suppressors and other parts you can't find anywhere. L&M Pawn and Gun has it all in the USA Factory Stores in Opelika, or shop online, lmpawnandgun.com.
Presley Appliance and Furniture, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, is locally owned and operated with over 35 years of experience in the appliance and furniture business. Specializing in Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Ashley Furniture, Presley Appliance services what they sell and will make sure you receive top-notch customer service. Call them today at 256-329-9762 or drop by to see them on Cherokee Road in Alexander City. Presley Appliance and Furniture, where they service what they sell.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Welcome to Bunkers. Our friendly staff and vibrant atmosphere make Bunkers the ultimate hangout space for all ages. With 6 state-of-the-art golf simulator stations, you can play around with friends no matter the weather. Enjoy mouth-watering food and a wide variety of handcrafted mixed drinks. With our attached parking deck, access is always hassle-free. Make your next night out unforgettable at Bunkers.
Visit our new locations in Gadsden and Oxford today.
Hillary Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best kept secret. An affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Hillary Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Hillary Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
Are you looking for a powerful new Chevrolet or GMC truck and a great deal? Check them out side by side at Glenn Smith in Opelika. Take your choice of new Chevrolet and GMC 1500 trucks discounted up to $12,000 off. Chevy and GMC heavy-duty trucks discounted up to $7,000 off. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika, Alabama. Get ready to smile.
Everyone to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you. About 45 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. We are brought to you each and every day by J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation. For job that's commercial or residential, big or small, it doesn't really matter. J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation is the place for you. 334-531-0199. Also, Sensagreen Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. For air that's cool and clean, call on Sensagreen for all your needs. They are the carrier dealer in this area. 334-487-3555. I got Brett Pritchard here with me on the phone via a little jaunt up to Maine. So, in parts unknown, but still being with us today. Thank you for being with us,
Never
Brett.
know where I'm going to be. You know,
This is true. It's like, where's Waldo?
I feel like Waldo here over the last month for sure. I mean, it's kind of like I think the Atlanta airport is my home away from home. But it's been fun. I mean, obviously the outcomes have been what we would like, but an off week, the question is what did Auburn do during the off week to prepare, and then what they're doing this week. What are they doing this week to get ready for this game against Georgia? And we're all waiting, and Auburn's had some opportunities in the last few years to get over the hump against this Georgia team, and they haven't been able to do it. I went back and I looked at this rivalry, Andy, and the 3 times you mentioned that Auburn's won over the last 15 years,
20.
Auburn's been able to score 40 or more points in the game, and the ones obviously they've lost, it's been putrid offensively. It's been 0, it's been 7, it's been 3, it's been 13, it's been 20. Offensively they just struggle to score points, and obviously it doesn't matter who you're playing. If you're scoring those point totals, you're not going to beat anybody. But there's been games where Georgia won the game 13-7 or 20-14 or 21-14. It's not like they've run away from Auburn in these games. Auburn's just struggled offensively, and Georgia's had some opportunities, to just make one more play. So, Auburn's defense has played well enough to win every game this year, but the offense has been putrid the last couple of weeks. So can they do something to change the fortune in that rivalry? Again, going back through, you score 40 points, you win the game. Now, I'm not necessarily saying you got to score 40 Saturday, but you got to score more than 13. You got to score more than 7. And can Auburn put together a game plan against this Georgia team that's got a really good run defense and has got some guys on the backside that can really play? Can they find a way to maybe score 24 or 28 points and give themselves a chance to win?
That's a great point. What has Auburn done during the break to try to figure out some of these deficiencies with the offense, try to get more production from its very talented roster? That'll be a huge thing in this game. It'll be, it can. You've had 2 weeks to work on it. Is the offense going to look different than it looked against Oklahoma? Is it going to look different than it certainly did against Texas A&M? That'll go a long way in saying, okay, well, can Hugh Freeze and Derek Nix and Ken Austin and Jackson Arnold, can they figure this thing out? Can the offensive line play better? You would figure at home they would be a little bit more comfortable. There'll be less penalties as far as procedure penalties and things, but you're going up against one of the better teams in college football and certainly one of the better, maybe the best program in the last probably 7 or 8 years in college football.
Well, yeah, there's no question, and I think you look at this Georgia team, and again, this is not a cut-on. This Georgia team is really, a team that I look at, Andy, that doesn't scare me offensively. I mean, again, it's not a cut on Gunnar Stockton or any of the guys they got over there, but this is a very run-heavy team, and they set up their passing game through their running game. Auburn's got a really good running defense. Auburn is really good against the run. They're one of the top teams in the league against the run, and I think, when you look at it from that standpoint, you give yourself an opportunity there to kind of put yourself in a position to maybe make some plays on the back end. But I'm not, completely just blown away by the weapons that they have. They've had better weapons at receiver. They've had better tailbacks in the past. So I think it's got an opportunity for Auburn to continue to improve and do what they're doing defensively and maybe put their offense in a situation where they can, they can have some success. But it starts with the penalties. It starts with the pre-snap stuff that I know that we're going to talk about, in putting yourself in a situation where you probably can implement your running game a little bit more. I mean, look, I know we didn't run the ball the way we wanted to run it against A&M, but it's hard to run when you're in 2nd and 15, 3rd and long situations. You kind of become predictable at that point. So the offensive line, the offense has got to help itself. They got to quit making mistakes on first down. They got to play ahead of the chains. And of course, Jackson Arnold's got to step up and be able to make some throws when he's got to. He's got to get rid of it, and he's got to be, again, appreciate him wanting to take care of the ball and not turn it over. But he's hurting the team. He's conservative to a fault where he's not being able to take a few chances down the field and give his receivers a chance to make some plays.
I got some numbers for you, Brett, before we go to the break here. See if you can figure this out. Since 2017, I'm going to give you some numbers. What are these numbers? 1, 6, 5, 4, 4, 2, 2, 1, and 5. What do you think?
I'm scared to even guess what that is, Andy.
Those numbers are Georgia's ranking coming into this game against Auburn since 2017. Number 1, number 6, number 5, number 4, number 4, number 2, number 2, number 1, and number 5.
Well, they've definitely built a program,
they've been a pretty good,
they've taken it to another level.
They've been a pretty good team, that's for sure. Yeah.
For sure.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and take another break. We'll be back with more right after this.
For air that's cool and clean, call Sensi Green. For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
Turn to the experts at Sensigreen and find out how to get up to $1,000 in Carrier Cool Cash rebates. Visit sensigreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
Presley Appliance and Furniture, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, is locally owned and operated with over 35 years of experience in the appliance and furniture business. Specializing in Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Ashley Furniture, Presley Appliance services what they sell and will make sure you receive top-notch customer service. Call them today at 256-329-9762 or drop by to see them on Cherokee Road in Alexander City. Presley Appliance and Furniture, where they service what they sell. There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, CAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Welcome to Bunkers. Our friendly staff and vibrant atmosphere make Bunkers the ultimate hangout space for all ages. With 6 state-of-the-art golf simulator stations, you can play around with friends no matter the weather. Enjoy mouth-watering food and a wide variety of handcrafted mixed drinks. With our attached parking deck, access is always hassle-free. Make your next night out unforgettable at Bunkers.
Chick-fil-A is always the best option when you're on the go, but they are also great when it comes to planning your next event. From tailgating to birthday parties to weddings. Call Chick-fil-A Alexander City at 256-289-7955 for catering, or order on the Chick-fil-A app. Make sure to choose the Alexander City location and have your catering order ready to go. Nugget trays, mac and cheese trays, fruit trays, cookie trays, gallons of our famous lemonade or tea, and chilled grilled chicken sub sandwiches, and a lot more options. Make it Chick-fil-A Alexander City for your next event. Henderson & Coker is a premier custom general contractor located in central Alabama. With over 50 years of industry experience, Henderson & Coker has been crafting stunning custom residential and commercial spaces for families and businesses throughout Alabama and Georgia. If you're in the market for a top-of-the-line luxury home or specialized commercial work, contact the experts at 256-750-7383 and check them out on the web at hendersonandcoker.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you, taking you up to 1 o'clock. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. I always like to remind you about Pepper Tree Steaks and Wines. Great place to get some tremendous food in the Montgomery and Auburn area. They got daily lunch specials. If you can go out and check out their website, steaksandwine.com. Just the letter N, steaksandwine.com. Daily lunch specials, got a tremendous selection of wine, steaks, ribs, casseroles, burgers. Got a little bit of everything there in the store. Go and check them out today. You'll definitely be glad that you did. The food is absolutely tremendous. The people are wonderful. That's Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine on Pepper Tree in Montgomery and East Glen in Auburn. Ed says, if your NIL is really excelling, I don't believe you take away a home game where the community makes $15 to $20 million for the weekend. Listening to Brian Matthews today, he said it was a must for On to Victory. So I guess we're saying maybe our NIL is not where it needs to be, and this is a must.
Well, I don't know that that's the case, Andy. I don't know that it's the NIL is not where it needs to be. I think you have an opportunity that's presented to you to increase what you're doing. You know, from the things that I hear, you know, that Auburn's doing very well in the NIL department. You know, I don't know where that ranks. I don't know that anybody knows where it ranks. I mean, the numbers are kind of all over the map, and you see different things that list, you know, the top 10, top 15 teams, and I've seen Auburn listed as high as in the top 5, and I've seen other you know, publications that don't have them in the top 15. You know, so I don't know where it's at. I think it's all about what the university discloses and what they want people to know about. But I think this is supplemental. I think this is an opportunity for you to go and say, hey, this is in addition to what we're doing. This is in addition to the structure that we already have in place. And then you've got an opportunity where players can make money separately. I mean, they're going out and, you know, again, I go back to my take on the basketball tournaments, the one that's in Las Vegas that both Auburn and Alabama are in. I don't know. I don't have the information in front of me, but I think, you know, there's millions of dollars up for grabs. And then you're going to start seeing more corporations host these tournaments, and they're going to draw the best teams in the country to come play in these tournaments and these games, these invitational games in college football. And I think it'll get to the point where, like, the national championship game will be like, okay, we'll go play for a national championship, but I'd rather go play in Las Vegas and, you know, each player get $100,000. You know, if you go win the game, I mean, that you don't think that speaks to recruits? You don't think that guys making the decision go, well, look, I can go to Auburn and I know they're going to get invited to that game, or they're going to get invited to some similar game, and I got a chance to put an extra, you know, $50,000 to $100,000 in my pocket. I think it's all about an arms race and where you can take a money grab. And so I'm not saying Auburn doesn't have work to do on their NIL, but I think it's two separate topics.
Well, certainly, you know, we want immediate results. That's what people are interested in today is immediate results. They want to see, you know, everything in the actual moment. But this is almost a long game type deal that you're making. You're talking about, you know, the more NIL that you can pour into the program, maybe it gets one or two more players. And you're talking about, you know, maybe it's a dynamic. It's a difference between not getting or getting a dynamic quarterback into the program in a recruiting class that doesn't, you know, it may be 2 or 3 years down the line. So this is a long game and a long play by John Cohen to say it may not be in the immediate results, but it may be long-term. It's the best for the program.
Yeah, I just don't know that when you get provided an opportunity like that. Look, I like games being in Auburn. You like games being in Auburn. Auburn fans love the atmosphere of Jordan-Hare. But I don't know that you can turn your back on an opportunity like this. And, again, I'm sure this went into deep discussion, and, you know, they weighed everything involved, and they felt like this was the best decision to make for the football program. And that's what John Cohen gets paid to do. And it doesn't mean you and I always agree with everything that he decides to do, but that's what he gets paid to do, is make the best decisions. And, you know, at some point in time, Auburn's got a good roster right now, Andy, and I think that's the frustrating thing about all this conversation is, yes, you're looking into the future and how you can enhance, but at some point in time, you got to start making hay with the guys you got on your roster. I mean, you got one of the best receivers in the country in Cam Coleman. You got another top-ranked receiver in Malcolm Simmons and Eric Singleton. You got a slew of running backs back there that aren't getting an opportunity to make plays. I mean, at some point in time, the guys you got on your roster, you got to start getting results out of them and quit worrying about what you're going to get 2 or 3 years down the road.
That's absolutely true for sure, and that starts on Saturday. Maybe one of those pieces, you went out and got Xavier Chaplin to come in and be your left tackle, and Hugh Freeze said during the week here that did some testing on his hearing and the bye week, and it turns out there's a problem there with hearing the clap. Do you think this is a legitimate, or do you think this is
let me ask you a question
excuse?
on that. You know, it's bad either way, but did you not know that going into that atmosphere the last couple of weeks? And if you didn't, that's a problem. And then if you did know it and you still did it the way you were doing it, that's a problem too. So I don't know exactly which one's worse. But, I mean, you got to know that if your left tackle's having a hard time and he's got maybe a hearing impairment, that it's important that you structure something to where he's not jumping off sides. And again, looking at the ball, maybe doing a silent count or whatever it is that you're trying to do. But, I mean, that's on the coaching staff. That's not on the kid, man.
No, there's no question, and that's one of the most mind-boggling things about this. And, I mean, we used to do silent counts all the time. Silent counts are, I mean, it's not like that's something new.
So just look for the ball. I mean, it's not hard.
Yeah, well, I will say this: Hugh Freeze, if nothing else, he learned something from last year. He may be the only one, but he did definitely learn something from last year. He has not thrown anybody under the bus but the coaching staff this year. It's every press conference. It's our fault. It's on the coaches. It's this and that. So, I guess at least we can say that.
We're just all tired of hearing that.
Oh well, there's no doubt about that for sure. Up against another break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after these messages.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Dixie Electric Plumbing and Air is excited to participate in our annual Catch Me in Pink campaign, raising money for cutting-edge breast cancer research. We partnered locally with the Joy to Life Foundation and Vera Bradley to help raise significant funds in support of the cause. Each week, we are giving away prizes locally in addition to our national grand prize, a tropical trip for 2. To enter, simply snap an Ussie of you and a pink-clad Dixie employee and enter it on our website. Dixie will donate money for every photo that's submitted, and you will be entered to win big.
I'm Joseph Dean with Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation in Dadeville. We're located at 16797 Highway 280, which is on the corner of 280 and 49 North. With an on-site crematory in Opelika and a cemetery in Tallapoosa County, we are a full-service funeral home. To get in touch with us, feel free to come by or call us, 256-750-0381. And for any other questions, you can visit the website at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
The all-new Winter Timber is now open, located right next to the Walmart Market across from the Auburn Mall. If the outdoors is your lifestyle, Winter Timber is your new headquarters. From rifles, ammo, and hunting supplies, camo, and all the outdoor essentials, they've got it in stock and ready for you. Winter Timber is here to serve Auburn, Opelika, and the entire Lake Martin area, and they'll make the drive worth it. For the best selection and the best service in outdoor gear, one name says it all: Winter Timber, the best in outdoor needs.
Lake Martin Mobile Detailing is the #1 auto and boat detailing company in Central Alabama. Don't trust your boat or vehicle to just anybody. Hire the professionals. Top-of-the-line ceramic coating, detailing, gel coat restoration, and paint correction gives you the options to take care of your vehicle the right way. Located at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville, Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have you riding in style. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or Superior Automotive and Boat Detailing.
Hi, I'm Abby Guy, Vice President at Riverbank and Trust. They say that most banks offer the same products, but Riverbank offers something most can't: personal connection. We love getting to know our customers by name and making them feel special with every interaction. It's a feeling of warm hospitality you won't find anywhere else. Experience it for yourself.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin, comfort for life.
When you want quality, selection, price, superior financing, and a pain-free buying experience, look no further than Sons Automotive Group of Montgomery and Auburn. Sons of Montgomery offers the best selection of Kias, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks. Conveniently located on Eastern Boulevard, Sons Ford of Auburn is the region's Ford volume dealer. And when you shop at any Sons location, they will maximize all incentives and financing options for anyone's credit. Whether Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in Montgomery, or Ford in Auburn, Sons Automotive treats you like family because they are family driven.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you. Just a couple more segments left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. Brett, we got our first prediction of the week, and it's an upset. Randy in Talladega, I think, says 28-24 Auburn in this
28-24.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, hey, I would love it.
I'll take it right now.
You want to talk about turning things around, turning a season around? That you've got 5 games that are actually winnable after that.
Nail on the head. I mean, I think you're poised with a great opportunity here to quit wallowing in self-pity and just decide that you're going to be, a team that can play with anybody in the country and that can contend. And at some point in time, you got to change the fortune of your program, and you have to do it. You have to go out and prove it. You have to go out and win the game. So, none of us in the media, no fan, no prognosticator, no anybody like that can control the destiny of this football program. It has to be the players and the coaches.
Well, Hugh Freeze had a lot to say during his press conference, and one of them was on what Auburn learned during the bye week. He said they were going to reevaluate the entire offense. What did they find out? Well, Hugh Freeze said the first thing, I'd say is that I'd love to put this behind us and move on to Georgia. It starts with me and my staff being adequately prepared to not be behind the chains the whole night. Auburn, it has been well documented in SEC play this year, averaging 3rd and 11. 3rd and 11. So how does Auburn not be behind the chains?
Spike the ball on first and second down.
Yeah. They would be better off.
No, it'd be that way. But, when I saw that stat this past week, it was just mind blowing. I mean that you have a situation where you're so bad that your average third down is 3rd and 11 or greater, and so technically you could have spiked the ball on first and second down and been in better shape. And I know that sounds stupid, but it's the truth. And so I just don't know, Andy. I mean, again, at some point in time, you got to quit talking about it. You got to quit saying, "Oh, well, it's on me," and we got to do better. You got to go show that you do better. You got to actually go do better, and that's one of the things that Auburn hasn't had a chance to prove so far under you free, is they haven't been able to go out and silence the naysayers and the people that really are the ones that are the critics. And so the only way you silence that is to go out and prove it. And, frankly, I've been going to these press conferences all year and, hearing the same thing after these last 2 losses. I don't want to hear him Saturday come in and say, well, this was on me and we should have done better. And, you just had an off week. Generally teams, when you have an off week, you're able to put some things in, you're able to work on some things, refine some things, correct mistakes. Will we see a team that has done that on Saturday, Andy? That's the question. Will we see a team that you feel like went out, this past week, did reevaluate and figured out some things that they can go out and do on Saturday to give themselves a chance to win? Well, the proof will be in the pudding on Saturday night.
Yeah, I'm kind of sick of hearing you Free say, yeah, I should have called more running plays. Yeah, we got to get back to running the football. Yada, yada, yada. I'm you know how you start, you know how you're not getting behind the chains? Well, don't start 1st and 15 because of a procedure penalty. Don't start 1st and 20 because of a holding penalty.
Right.
Don't start, 2nd and 18 because of a 10-yard sack. That's how you that's how you stay ahead of the chains. You just have positive plays and quit. I'm not sure we got any toes left because we've shot ourselves in the foot so many times.
No, I totally agree. I mean, that's it. I mean, the self-inflicted wounds have been the problem. And, I don't know, again, if a team lines up and beats you, that's one thing. But when you look up the scoreboard and you've lost by 6 or you've lost by 7 and you've got a boatload of self-inflicted wounds, then that makes it even worse. That makes it that much tougher pill to swallow. And just go out and play error-free, man. Go see what you can do when you go out and play your best version of football and let the chips fall where they may.
Well, Mike's going to throw some cold water on us. Auburn 14, Georgia 24.
Well, I expected somebody to come back with that. So.
All right, we got to take our final break. We'll be back with one last segment right after this.
For air that's cool and clean, call Sensi Green. For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
Turn to the experts at Sensigreen and find out how to get up to $1,000 in carrier cool cash rebates. Visit sensigreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Buying a home or property can be the biggest investment of your life. The Wisdom Firm is licensed to close any property purchase in the entire state of Alabama. The office is on both Bent Creek Drive in Auburn and Highway 49 South at beautiful Lake Martin. The Wisdom Firm has you covered. Give Travis and his team a call at 334-826-0722 or check them out at www.auburnlegal.com for all your real estate closing needs. No representation is made that the quality of legal services is greater than the quality of legal services made by other attorneys.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Central Alabama. This is our home. It's where we work, where we play, where we raise our families and grow old. And in the unfortunate event we become sick with cancer, thanks to UAB Medicine Russell Medical Cancer Center, this is where we heal also. We have invested in new technologies and expertise so that now we're able to treat all sorts of cancers and you never have to leave Tallapoosa County. UAB Medicine Russell Medical Cancer Center. Compassionate, convenient, collaborative cancer care right here at home.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, CAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Bundle your home and auto and save money with State Farm's personal price plan. Contact State Farm agent Ron Carroll today at 256-378-6631 or visit him on Highway 280 in Childersburg. Prices vary by state, options selected by customer availability, and eligibility may vary.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Auburn Blitz on this Tuesday afternoon. Brett, I think Auburn's kind of at a crossroads here. They're 3-2 in the season, but they're 0-2 in the SEC. You got Georgia coming in. It's a night game at Jordan-Hare. I'm sure it'll be a phenomenal environment. You got the next 5 games, and yes, there are going to be some difficult games in there, but they're really all winnable. You've got 5 games that are winnable before you get to the Iron Bowl, and even that would be winnable too. But if Auburn goes and just gets blown out by Georgia, I just don't see how Hugh Freeze keeps his job. But if Auburn can somehow pull an upset here, or at least, and I hate to even say it, but again, if they play them to the fourth quarter and it's a one-score game, I think, again, there are 5 games after that you could win. You could still turn around the season. But there's just so much riding on this game. It's the biggest one we've had in quite a while.
It is, and I hate to sound cliche, but the next one's always the biggest one, and this one is big for multiple reasons. Number one, it's your rival or one of your rivals. You hadn't beaten them in 8 years. They're at your place at night. Your back's against the wall. There's just so many different ways that you can look at this one as being such a big game. And, Auburn just needs a signature win. They have lost so many close games in the last year and a half. You go back and look at last year and the near misses they had and what could have been already two games on the road that were winnable that you didn't take advantage of. I mean, it's just so many opportunities that they haven't been able to take advantage of, and a lot of it's been on them. So, again, at some point in time, Andy, you got to turn the corner. Nobody can do it for you, and this Auburn team has a phenomenal opportunity in front of them. They're going to retire Cam Newton's jersey at halftime. It's going to be a raucous crowd. You wouldn't think, you wouldn't think Auburn would be 0-2 in the SEC Saturday night in that stadium. You'd think they were undefeated and probably number 2 or number 3 in the country with the way that crowd is going to be. 17th straight sellout. The fans show up. They always do. It's a resilient bunch. There's a lot of programs in this country where you're riding 3 or 4 years of a losing streak and, you're not winning games, and you look around, the stadium's half empty. You do never see that at Auburn. And that's why I continue to say on our shows and the podcast that Auburn fans deserve better than what they get, because they show up every freaking Saturday. They support every Saturday. There's not a better fan base in college football than this fan base, but the product has not matched the passion from the fans, and so at some point in time, it's got to change.
Well said. I can't add anything to that. It is October the 7th. On this day, 1916, Georgia Tech, coached by John Heisman, defeated Cumberland 222-0 in the most lopsided victory in college football history.
Andy, we had, that one will go down. I don't think that'll ever be broken.
I don't know how it could be.
I don't either. But this past Friday we had a game that a team got beat 100-0.
I saw,
and I just, to me, is just completely and totally mind blowing. And hate to see it, but you find out that the opposing, the team that was ahead, the coach, offered, hey, do you want to do a running clock, whatever, and he refused. And at some point in time, you just got to say, look, I know you don't want to do that, you don't want to show concession, but you don't want your brains completely beat out either. So that one was crazy when we were coming back from Troy, and that came across the wire. I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that was a pretty unbelievable. On this day, 1984, Walter Payton passes Jim Brown to become the NFL's all-time career rushing leader. That was 12,312 yards, or 313 for Walter Payton. He ended up with 16,726. Number 2 all-time. Who is number 1, Brett?
Number 1 rushing all-time is it Emmitt Smith?
Emmitt Smith, absolutely. He's got 18,000 yards plus.
The crazy thing is, back in the day, if you'd have had Barry Sanders behind that Dallas offensive line, what could he have done?
Yeah, there's think about this, Brett. I think Barry Sanders has, I want to say he has about 14,000. I think Emmitt Smith had 4,000 plus carries. I think Barry Sanders had like 2,300.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty incredible. But, okay, that's going to wrap it up for us on the Auburn Blitz. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Be sure to join us tomorrow. Same time, same channel. You can join me and Luke tonight on Sports Blitz Live at 7. Same time, or same channel right here. All right, for Brett Pritchett, I'm Andy Graham. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk again soon.